Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Let's face it, when Ryan Pace signed Andy Dalton to a one-year contract, he knew there was a minuscule chance that Justin Fields would fall into his lap on draft day. Little did Pace know that the San Francisco 49ers would quite possibly make the bonehead move at the draft by selecting a North Dakota State kid over the national championship runner-up. Whether you believe in Trey Lance over Josh Fields, you have to admit there are a lot of question marks coming Lance's way rather than the former Ohio State QB. As we stated in our previous video, non-Power 5 quarterbacks are usually very untrustworthy in the National Football League. Sure, Steve Young came from Brigham Young University, but then you have some very up and down performances from non-Power 5 QBs who got their big chance in the NFL. The jury is still out on Carson Wentz from North Dakota State. The University of Delaware's Joe Flacco had one fantastic playoff run, but after that, he had just a very meh overall career. East Carolina product David Garrard eventually flamed out in Jacksonville, etc., etc. Besides Wentz suffering through a barrage of injuries, the other non-Power 5 quarterbacks just couldn't get it done at the next level. There's a chance that BYU's Zach Wilson and North Dakota State's Trey Lance could get it done, but I have my doubts. That makes Pace kind of look like a genius. Months before the draft began, many draft analysts had the New York Jets taking Fields at number 2 overall. Then all of a sudden, the Jets take Wilson. The 49ers surprise everyone and draft Lance over Fields and Mac Jones. And the Panthers trade for Sam Darnold days before the draft. So all Ryan Pace had to do was trade up 9 spots to get quite possibly the second best player of the entire NFL draft. So why not trade up for Fields? After all, Pace is notorious for trading up on draft day. Remember Leonard Floyd and Mitch Trubisky? Then again, those decisions turned out to be mistakes, since the player selected didn't live up to the hype and cost the Bears more young and cost-controlled talent. So was selecting and trading for Fields a mistake? Time will only tell, although it's kind of telling that at least 3 teams passed on drafting him. Then again, teams have made mistakes on draft day before, so it's not uncommon for talented QBs like Fields to slip deeper and deeper into the first round. Anyway, back to the Bears and why they drafted Fields in the first place. The reasons why general managers draft players are numerous, but the main reasons behind the pick are usually threefold. The GMs need to ask themselves 3 important questions. Number 1, does this player positively impact our immediate future? 2, does this player have huge upside and is worth the time in developing him because they'll be great 2, 3, 4 years down the road? And 3, does this player have any red flags in terms of character concerns, work ethic, or overall playing ability? With Fields, I don't see why he wouldn't impact the Bears' immediate future. Although it's true that no rookie quarterback has ever started on Super Bowl Sunday, Russell Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger still proved that rookies can get very close to winning a conference title. During Wilson's rookie year, the Seattle Seahawks came oh so close to upsetting Matt Ryan's Falcons on the road. Roethlisberger's rookie campaign saw the Steelers host the AFC Championship game, an AFC title contest where Tom Brady's Patriots took care of business as usual against the first-year quarterback. Then again, starting a quarterback in year 1 of their development can have drastic repercussions on the franchise. It didn't exactly work out when Sam Darnold got the Week 1 nod for the New York Jets. Blaine Gabbert was a borderline disaster down in Jacksonville after he took over the starting job from Luke McCown. Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota both started Week 1 for their respective franchises. Did those decisions exactly pan out for either squad? And when you look at some of the all-time greats, what do they have in common? They sat on the bench and had time to learn the offense. They weren't thrusted on the gridiron, where the head coach knew that they wouldn't succeed. Rather, the team drafts the stud rookie and has a veteran place so that the rookie isn't forced to start from day 1. Quarterback is arguably the toughest position in all the 4 major American sports, so why should a kid in his early 20s be forced to play from day 1? Tom Brady learned the offense and blitz packages by watching Drew Bledsoe lead the offense down the field. Brady only threw 3 passes as a rookie. Drew Brees originally sat on the bench and learned from Doug Flutie. Joe Montana only threw 23 total passes as a first-year signal caller. My point is QB play is the toughest to foretell greatness, so head coaches need to be smart about putting a rookie gunslinger into the starting lineup. Fields isn't necessarily a true gunslinger, but his decision-making can sometimes look like Brett Favre. Remember his 3-interception performance against Indiana this past season? Quarterback play is all about intelligence. In essence, the QB needs to read the coverage package and understand if it's a trap defense or an all-out blitz. This just means the QB has to determine if his tight end has one-on-one coverage or if the safety is going to read the play and get in the way of the passing lane for a potential pick the other way. Can Fields read defenses? As evidenced by his 6 TD masterful performance against Clemson, of course he can, but that's not really the question that Ryan Pace needs to answer. Rather, Pace needs to determine if this offensive line can protect Fields and avoid the sort of situation that Cincinnati is currently in, with Joe Burrow recovering from an ACL tear his rookie season. Also, does Fields even need to play right away? My theory is probably not. While it's true that teams can go from worst to first, the Bears are currently struggling with one major component of a championship team: an identity. Let's eradicate the quarterback conversation for a moment and decide what the moniker is of this team now that Kyle Fuller is no longer on the roster. Are the Bears still known for their defense, or is the defense now just marginally better than the offense? We saw some major letdowns from the Bears' defense last season, although a lot of that still had to do with dreadful quarterback play from both Nick Foles and Mitch Trubisky. Hypothetically speaking, better QB play from Dalton should in theory lead to more wins from the Bears, but it's not as though this defense is completely blameless either. Andy Dalton isn't a Pro Bowl quarterback anymore, but there's a reason why Mike McCarthy wanted him on the roster when Dak Prescott was 100% healthy. But even with Dalton, how can the Bears win 13 plus games this season to win a Super Bowl? They simply can't. The answer to that question is they probably just don't have enough talent at running back, offensive line, and tight end to get it done. So if the Bears aren't a Super Bowl contender in 2021, then why rush the process with Fields? Is it worth it for Fields to take unnecessary hits when the Bears could be a 10-7 squad at the very best of their playing abilities? You simply don't rush the process with Fields. Look, there are still legitimate concerns with the number 11 overall draft pick. NFL general managers were right in questioning Fields' decision-making during his time with the Buckeyes. Also, why did Fields lose the starting job at the University of Georgia to Jacob Fromm? That's kind of a red flag, especially because Mitch Trubisky couldn't even beat out Marquise Williams for the starting job at North Carolina. While I would still rather have Fields over a QB from North Dakota State, I can kind of comprehend why the 49ers passed on Fields and drafted Lance. Roethlisberger came from Miami of Ohio, so not every non-Power 5 quarterback will become a mediocre thrower of the football. Lance has incredible strength and can break tackles in the open field, like Cam Newton. The Newton 1-yard quarterback sneak is practically a guaranteed touchdown run every time, and Lance could become that same freakish athlete. Still, the competition that Lance faced is nowhere near what Fields endured this season. Fields went up against a top 5 defense in Northwestern for the Big Ten title. He then demolished Clemson's defense with very sore ribs, and then had to face off against unbeatable Alabama for the national title. Also, Lance only played one game this season due to COVID-19. Was that a selfish or a smart move? I'll let you decide. In short, Fields was a brilliant pickup for Pace, or so it looks on paper. Bears fans will have to see if Pace's draft trade was actually the right decision. For the Bears, they need to put a winning culture around Fields. Quarterbacks are important, but if the blocking scheme doesn't fit their skill set, it's going to be a disastrous result, aka getting creamed from the pocket. Lamar Jackson is a fantastic athlete, but you also have to give credit to the blocking schemes initiated by head coach John Harbaugh for his offensive line. Harbaugh knows that he has the speed of lightning at quarterback, so he likes to dial up design runs every now and then. Is Matt Nagy the right fit at head coach to best utilize Fields' gifts at both throwing and running the ball? Nagy's coaching decisions have always been questioned by the media, especially when he famously told the press, "I know that we need to run the ball more. I'm not an idiot." Here's the clip if you haven't seen it. Remember the Tampa Bay game when he gave Tom Brady the ball back with way too much time remaining on the clock? Nagy lost his play calling responsibility last season for a reason. The Nagy playbook is very predictable, and the Bears have basically been a mediocre team on offense since that 2018 fluky year. Regardless of who's calling the plays, Bill Lazor and Nagy, the Bears just don't have a great offensive line or tailbacks. Granted, Tariq Cohen is back for the 2021 season. Other than that, there's more question marks than certainties at the skill positions. One of the reasons why Russell Wilson got the nod in Week 1 is he could hand the ball off to beast mode. David Montgomery is not currently a top 10 running back in the league. Marquise Goodwin can run like a deer, but an impact possession receiver, he is not. Darnell Mooney has a lot of upside in his sophomore season, but upside versus actual performance is very much a thing in the NFL. Until we see it on the field, Mooney's ceiling is still very much a question mark. Damien Williams will be a nice change of pace running back for Chicago, and he came from Nagy's old team in Kansas City. Quite honestly, Williams was arguably Super Bowl MVP over the actual winner in Patrick Mahomes. Williams also didn't play last year as a healthy scratch due to the COVID-19 scare. To sum up, Fields doesn't have many red flags or previous injury problems. He has epilepsy, which might have been one of the reasons he fell on draft day. However, this tweet from Tom Pelissero tells us all we need to know about dealing with epilepsy in the NFL. And as we all know, Fields' college career was very impressive when he was dealing with epilepsy. But regardless of who plays quarterback for the Bears in 2021, they just don't have enough on defense and offense to compete for a title. The best case scenario is Dalton has a decent season under center, and Fields doesn't have to play that much in 2021, if at all. The Bears also have Nick Foles, for now, so Fields might not even have to dress for the first couple of games this season. I trust in how Bill Belichick did it with Tom Brady and how Bill Walsh did it with Joe Montana. There's no rush to play Fields. Dalton is a professional quarterback with some notable Pro Bowl distinctions. Just let Dalton play and let Fields slowly learn what it takes to be an NFL quarterback and leader. But what do you think? Should Fields start week 1? Make sure to comment below, like this video, and check out our social media channels on Facebook and Instagram.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Stolen. O'Connor and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight, that time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, We also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another production of Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. I'm Kyle Smith alongside my partner in crime and friend, Terry Bonadonna, for another production of SBS. And Terry, today, it's high school softball and the best day of the year, senior day for the Kaneland Knights.
Yeah, and it might be the actual best day of the year weather-wise, too. Just a perfect day out here to have a game. And the seniors are being honored on the field right now. It's got to be a great feeling for them just to have gotten to this point, considering all that they've been through over the last 2 years, let alone the last 4. And, you know, I would have said this is the second weirdest senior night after last year, but there was none last year. I mean, the season didn't find its conclusion. So being able to get to this point this year, I'm sure, is a pretty great feeling for all of these girls.
It sure is. And the fact that we got here in the first place, it wasn't looking so good back in September and October. But today we have senior day. And nobody's wearing masks, which is cool to see. Obviously, it's outdoors, so there's different regulations for the CDC, outdoors versus indoors. But we're getting more and more people out to the field. More and more people are getting vaccinated. I got my vaccine. Terry, you got yours. So I don't know if things will ever be quite back to normal, but it sure looks a lot better than it was back in May of 2020.
Yeah, give it a little time. I think it is at a point as well where, you know, people are going to be feeling guilty a little bit sometimes about just being outside. But it does feel great to be able to be out here on a gorgeous day and, like you said, be able to take your mask off. The players able to get on the field and actually worry about the game and not have to necessarily worry about anything else at the moment. So it's got to be a great accomplishment just to have gotten through the season. So senior night obviously is a big deal for the seniors in getting a chance to wrap up their careers and be honored at the end of strong 4-year careers, but also at the same time just a celebration, I think, all around of the fact that we've been able to get through this spring season.
Absolutely. And so let's talk about the teams that are playing today. It's Kaneland against Rochelle. Rochelle, the visiting team, of course, because it is at Kaneland High School. Let's give you the lineups. Those are brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. Morgan Smarto is going to lead off for Rochelle in center field, number 5. Number 3, batting second, Ala Alfano in left field. Number in the 3-hole, number 2 at shortstop, Jordan Dickey. 17, Sawyer McGee, the first baseman. Melissa Young, the second baseman, batting 5th at number 7. Batting 6th, number 20, Kendall Ansteth, the catcher. Batting 7th, the third baseman, number 15, Ashley Knight. Batting 8th, the right fielder, Zoe Hardcastle. And batting 9th, the pitcher, number 4, Zella Lodico. And kind of interesting with that lineup there, Terry, no designated player.
Yeah, and you're going to see that a lot. I think the pitchers bat, and we talk about it all the time in high school sports. A lot of times your pitchers are sometimes your best hitters, and I know that that's not the direction that Kaneland is going in, as you're going to read the Kaneland lineup in just a few moments. But, yeah, I mean, we'll see the pitcher for Rochelle today bat, and she is in the 9 spot, so it's kind of your traditional lineup a little bit. But Rochelle has had some mixed success this year. They've had some great success at times. They haven't really had that same level of consistency, I'm sure, that they would like to see, but up and down the lineup, it's going to be some tough outs for Kaneland.
Yeah, if you look at Rochelle, they started the year 0-3, then they win 3 in a row. It's basically been that up and down roller coaster for Rochelle, 5-6. Meanwhile, Kaneland, they were 8-1, but Terry, they're only 4-4 in their last 8.
Yeah, got off to a great start this season, and they've been playing pretty well over the last couple of weeks. It just seems, looking at their schedule, and this is the first time I'm getting a chance to see them play this year, so I can't speak as an expert on the inning-to-inning play, but I'll tell you that just looking at the schedule and looking at some of the scores, it's been a weird couple of weeks for Kaneland because a lot of blowouts in one direction or the other. They've had some great games. They've had some games where they've struggled to get outs, and so it feels in some ways when you watch Kaneland play, I think like you don't know exactly which team you're going to get on a given day.
So the lineup today for for the Kaneland Knights, I kind of spoke ahead of turn there. Batting first, the shortstop, number 99, Rose Roach. Batting second, the third baseman, Mackenzie Hardy. Batting third, the center fielder, Olivia Stoker. Batting fourth, the third baseman, number 3, Olivia Ortega. The designated player, number 21, Latka Avi. And I'm thinking about changing from designated hitter, designated player. I like that much more than the DH. Well, let's see if Rob Manfred's listening to this broadcast and he decides to change the rules and lingo of baseball.
Send him a letter.
Doze, the catcher, is batting 6th. Batting 7th, the second baseman will be Olt. By the way, I'm reading this off the lineup card. Batting 8th, the right fielder. That'll be Borisevich, and batting 9th will be Plank, the left fielder, and the pitcher in the flex spot will be McKenna Ryan. So that's the lineup today, Terry. It should be a good one. We'll stick with the action here. We do have live stats. Terry's going to be on the book. We also have live stats on Game Changer, and of course, we got you the count. We got you the runners on base here on Sports Broadcast Solutions on our live scoreboard. So it should be a good one today, Terry, and I'm just so happy we're here. It didn't look so good back in September, but here we are, senior day, and a beautiful day for softball.
You know, it didn't necessarily look too good 24 hours ago either. There was a lot of rain in the forecast, and here we are. It's a beautiful sunny day, the temperature around 70 degrees. I wasn't kidding earlier when I said this might be the nicest weather day we've actually had all season. And as we've been talking about on this senior day, in a year that we didn't know how the season was going to look, how each game would look, whether or not we'd get to the end of the year, I think especially for a senior day, to be able to give the seniors a chance to have one last go of it here at home on a beautiful day like this is well-deserved for them.
So leading off for Rochelle be Morgan Smart. I'm going to give you her stats in a minute, but she is one heck of a ball player. According to Game Changer, batting average at .475, OPS plus slugging. It's loading. 1.268 for Morgan Smarto, .725 slugging percentage. And it's surprising that you put her in that leadoff spot. Well, we've kind of seen that in the game of baseball and softball, Terry, where these managers, hey, if you're our best hitter, let's put you up in the lineup more, get you more at-bats. We saw Joe Madden do that with Chris Bryant a bit. Yeah,
definitely give the pitcher something to think about right off the bat. You want to get some base runners early, and yeah, I mean, it makes sense. You want to get your big RBI bats a little bit lower in the lineup to make sure they're coming up with people on base. But the biggest thing, especially when you have multiple hitters that you're confident in at the top of the lineup, is just to put that pressure on early. Try to make things difficult immediately, and that's what Rochelle is doing today with Smarto.
Smarto's going to lead off, leads the team in doubles, RBIs, extra base hits, pretty much every statistical category. And she can also steal bags. She has not gotten caught stolen all season, 13 for 13. So she does everything well. She's basically the Mike Trout of high school softball.
Yeah, and just one more reason to keep her off the base paths if you can. But that's why you put her at the top. Make sure you're keeping the pressure on the opposing pitcher.
So Kaylee Plank, and I'll just do the live stats today, and so that Terry can do the book. First pitch coming up, it'll be Plank on the mound, as you can see on your monitor. We're going to get actually going to get an early start today. Try to avoid the rain, only about 15% chance of precipitation today. Not sure why we haven't started yet, but we are ahead of time. There's the base umpire. And here we go. High school softball, the Interstate 8, with Plank on the mound for the Kaneland Knights. Here's Smarto, first pitch of the game at beautiful Kaneland High School. Right in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. Got it. There you go. Outfield fairly shallow. There is a warning track on this varsity field. In there for the dirt. 1-1 the count. Great hitter at the plate. She's got to find a way to get that fastball in the outer part, because anything middle in, Smarto's going to drive for a long way.
Yeah, she's been keeping it outside in the first couple of pitches, not quite able to find the zone on that last one.
Good fastball. Just found it inside the strike zone for strike 2. 1-2. See if she raises the ladder here with a high rise ball.
She's taking her time in between pitches. I don't see this very often in a lot of the softball games that I see. She's really taking a walk around the circle.
Oh, that was a nasty pitch. And that's one way to do it. Get it outside the strike zone for strike 3. So 1 up, 1 down at Kaneland High School.
That was a beautiful sequence right there. And you were looking for the riser. She went the other direction. Got a big swing and a miss. Smarto really not close on that one.
Oof, nasty off-speed pitch. Way in front of it was Alfano, the left fielder.
This is a beautiful campus here at Kaneland High School. It's my first time out here, and you mentioned the varsity field. I went to the wrong field initially. I didn't realize there was more than one softball field on this facility, but a lot of land out here, and really a gorgeous campus.
Yeah, you don't have to worry about hitting cars, or you can put the field wherever you want in Elburn/Maple Park. There is a lot of room to have baseball and softball games.
Yeah, no, the only concern here is hitting us, standing back behind the fence. We might have to dodge a few.
Plank in a rhythm right now, second batter of the game, and she's already ahead both batters. 0-2. Good pitch, just missed. Good pitch to throw on 0-2. Pitcher's pitch, but it was outside for ball 1.
And like I said, she's really taking her time between each pitch. She takes a walk back behind the circle, and obviously cerebral is the adjective I'm going to throw at her right now. Just clearly has a plan going into each at bat.
Missed, but another good pitch. That'll even it up at 2-2. Softball, it's just so hard to hit that thing. It's hard to read it when the pitcher goes into her windup. But you'll sometimes see it. Those 12-11 games, but they're very rare. Out to shortstop, then thrown to first. And 2 up, 2 down.
Yeah, it's a fast-moving game. That's one thing that strikes me every time I head to a softball field, and I haven't seen as much softball this spring as I have a lot of other springs. So even I'm adjusting to the speed of the game a little bit. But the ball gets right on top of you so quickly when you're in the batter's box. And, of course, there is no margin for error on the field. We saw it right there in that 6-3 putout. They had to make it lightning fast. They did.
Oh, and 1 the count. Very slow into her next pitch by Plank. High fastball for a ball.
Yeah, I know I've mentioned it a few times already, but it really has struck me in this first inning. She's very deliberate. And one thing you don't see very often is a softball pitcher who is as deliberate between pitches. Really, it's kind of a change of pace a little bit.
Just a foul ball down the line. 1-2 the count.
Wouldn't say it's an uncomfortable change of pace, but you do see a lot of catch and throw at this level.
Well, that's what's so great about softball. You don't really have to worry about the breaking ball as much, because if they can't hit your fastball, chances are they're not going to hit your fastball the rest of the game. Oh, beautiful pitch. Just missed. Remember, it's where it crosses the plate, not where the catcher catches it. Evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nobody on, 2 down. Kaneland is 12-5, but they're only 4-4 in their last 8. Wind up and the pitch. Little foul to the right.
Good battle here with 2 outs. Rochelle trying to keep the inning alive. And Ryan has looked very sharp here in this first inning. But a nice fight so far from Dickey. Just missed a base hit down the line a couple of pitches ago. Did not land foul by too much. And she has stayed alive with a couple of fouls.
Next 2-2 offering. Off-speed pitch. Driven into center. Going to be a close call. And they're going to say she trapped it. It looked like a good call, Terry. It looked like it hit the grass just before she caught it.
Yeah, nice job trying to sell it anyway, of trying to pull that ball in. But I do think it skipped in a little bit. She ended up kind of rolling over it a little bit.
Stoker went after it, but just past her glove. 2 out, 1 on. And Plank is showing no signs of speeding up. She likes a nice slow pace. That pitch is driven into the infield, and shortstop easily catches it. And that will do it for the inning. But we go to the bottom of the first. 0-0. The 2-out base hit goes for naught. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Bottom of the first here at Kaneland High School. Kyle Smith alongside Terry Bonadonna. And Terry, I'm going to have to check out some of your Windy City Thunderbolts games because they're a lot of fun down at the Frontier League.
Yeah, opening day is coming up this week. We've been talking about we're not sure if we're going to get somewhere or not, talking about the end of this season. And there's a long road back to baseball in the minor leagues, but it's great that minor league baseball is back and really sports all over, starting to gather ahead of steam a little bit and get back to normal.
So the lineup for the Knights will be Roach, Hardy, and Stoker. And pitching for Rochelle will be Lodico. Roach, good player, but not nearly as good as Smarto. And that is not a good Smart. That's not a good spot for Lodico. It was right down the middle, but if she's not ready for it, not the worst idea in the world to throw the ball there, but I wouldn't make a living on that on the first pitch.
No, sometimes you could sneak one by just to start the game.
Ooh, beautiful pitch. And what's great about softball is it's a lesser of a distance between home plate and the pitcher's mound. So you'll see some pitchers that are very athletic throw the screwball because that's not as strainful on the arm from 50 feet versus 60. Outside for a ball, 1-2. And surprising thus far in the game, both pitchers, we're very early on, of course, but both pitchers choosing not to use that rise ball. They're going with outside fastballs in 0-2. Ground ball gets past shortstop into center field. 1 up and 1 at first base.
Well, there's no question of what you're talking about right now, Kyle. I mean, I've been watching baseball my whole life, really relative newcomer to softball in comparison. And, you know, in recent years, I've gotten a chance to talk to a lot of softball pitchers just about their repertoire. And it's amazing to me just the number of pitches that can be thrown.
Stolen base for the Kaneland Knights. Runner at scoring position and nobody dead. As we do apologize for the live scoreboard, we'll get that activated in a second. But runner at second and nobody out. Little ground ball in between catcher and first base. And it's a foul ball. Good pitch on the outside corner for a fastball. Go off the Game Changer live stats. As that's a ground ball to second base. It'll be an easy 4-3 put-out, but it does get the leadoff hitter Roach into third base. So one out, runner at third. In softball, Terry, you just never know what the final result's going to be, but I think you have to go corners in and second base shortstop back. I think it's too early to go infield in.
Yeah, I think it's a tough call right now because we've seen how well Roach runs. I mean, I would expect her to be going on contact on anything on the ground. The start in that top of the first inning was so impressive from Ryan that really you do have to worry about falling behind early on.
A little off-speed pitch. Falls out of the strike zone for a ball. Runner at third, one out. If you're just joining us, Rochelle got a 2-out single, but that was it. And then a leadoff base hit for Kaneland, a stolen base, a sacrifice ground out, if you want to call it that, and hits where we stand right now. Runner at third and one out. It's going to be a ground ball to third base. Not going to get it done, but it's an infield hit, safe. Now runner at first and third and one dead.
No chance for Roach to come home right there on a ball hit right in front of home plate, but there was also no chance for Rochelle to catch Stoker chugging down that first base line, and all things considered, obviously a positive result for Kaneland right there. They're really putting the Hubs back on their heels in this first inning.
That one's driven out in the outfield. That'll get it done, and she first and thirds her. And so they switch spots. 1-0 Kaneland on the base hit to left field.
First pitch, jumped on it and smacked it out in the left field. Put them right back in the same position with runners at first and third. One run is in for Kaneland. And some trouble early on in this game for Lodico. She's been hit fairly hard here in the first inning. We talked earlier about maybe sneaking the first pitch by him. Not happening in these last couple of bats.
So we do appreciate you watching the broadcast. We will be live at Kane County Cougar Stadium on Monday night for senior night. These two teams, but it'll be the baseball rendition. And that should be an excellent one. Meanwhile, it's 1-0 Kaneland. And a little ground ball fouled away. And now 0-2. Corners in, middle of the infield back. Next pitch, high fastball, miss. Good decision, though, as you have a ball to work with on 0-2. The problem with that is it was well read by the Kaneland Knights, and now runners at second and third and less than two dead. High fastball, off on the hands, jammed her. All she could do was fight it off for a strike.
Credit to the Kaneland base runners in this inning. A couple of steals. We've seen a runner take the extra base on a single as well, being very aggressive and without any real challenge here in this first inning.
Next pitch from Lodico. And that one's going to be fouled away to the first base side. Just couldn't ask for a better day. Overcast a little bit, 75 degrees. No wind, no rain, as I knock on wood. You just can't get much better than this for softball. Fouled away again. Now the good thing, if you want to think about pitch count, softball it really doesn't matter because they're throwing underhand versus overhand, so it's not as stressful on the arm. Some pitchers will throw a lot of curveballs and sliders, but at this age, if you can get them away with the fastball and the rise ball, you don't have to throw those breaking balls and sliders. So you don't really have to worry about pitch count as much if you're the coaching staff for Rochelle. They're, of course, led by head coach Lindsey Cease. So you don't really have to worry about pitch count and pressure pitches. You're really worrying about, is she leaving too many balls in the strike zone middle part? Whoa, beautiful changeup. Got her ahead of it. Pulled the string on her. Now that makes 2 outs, toe ducks on the pond.
Yeah, I didn't get too much of the strike zone right there. Perfectly dropped it in there. Got the swing and the miss. And you're right. This level, and really any level of softball, you're going to see a lot of pitchers go a long way.
Yeah, you just don't have to worry about pitch count and pressure pitches because throwing that ball underhand is so much better on the shoulder and the rotator cuff than baseball.
Well, it's not uncommon to see pitchers go both ends of a doubleheader, or maybe start one end, come out of the bullpen the next one.
Well, you got to wear that, kid. We got ice.
Well, maybe if the bases were loaded. Get an RBI out of the deal.
You do, right? 2-0 the count. It's going to be a liner, foul side near my car.
Yeah, it looks okay.
Well, it didn't hit it. If it had hit it, I'd be like, do I have Allstate still? And my agent would say, he would say yes, and I'd be like, okay, cool. 2-1 the count, driven into the outfield. It's going to get to the gap. It splits the gap. That'll score 2. And an RBI double for Kaneland. They're in business. An early 3-0 lead for the home team.
Beautiful piece of hitting right there from Douglas. Crushed it into right center field. And a good run on it for Smarto. Couldn't quite reach. Just a couple of feet out of her range. And Kaneland continues to pour it on here in the first inning. It's been an impressive first. A lot of solid contact up and down the lineup. We saw earlier in the inning a couple of infield base hits, but they're making strong contact right now.
And for Rochelle, you don't want to get the bullpen up quite yet, but another base hit, you might have no choice but to. Every game matters, especially for Rochelle. They haven't played nearly as many, according to Game Changer, as Kaneland. That helps Kaneland for those regional seedings when you play 17. For Rochelle, they only have 5 wins. Granted, it's out of 11 games, but you know, every win matters so much more for Rochelle than Kaneland. Kaneland's in a good spot right now at 12-5. 3-0 lead for Kaneland unless things change drastically for Rochelle. It could be 13-5. Outside fastball for a ball with Ulp at the dish. We're getting to the bottom of the order. We bat 9 for IHSA varsity softball. That's going to be a fly ball, but it will not get to the outfield. Just goes out of play. And that'll even it up at 1-1.
Should mention as well the pinch runner at second base. I believe that's Lexi Workman running for the catcher Douglas, the courtesy runner. Douglas going back to get ready for the next inning.
It's going to be a fly ball into the foul side of first base. 1-2. And now it's decision time for the outfielders. Do you go straight through with the throw or do you have to cut it off?
Well, I think first things first is you gotta get the out here.
For that, but like a base hit to the outfield, do you have to go? Do you got to go straight through, or do you have to cut it?
I mean, I've never seen Workman run. It's I think it's dependent on where the ball is coming in, who's throwing.
Good pitch, good idea on 1-2, but the pitcher's pitch goes for naught. It's now evened up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, I do say it somewhat facetiously. You got to get the out first, but I think that's the biggest thing is that if you're in that position where you've got to try to throw that runner out at the plate,
because that's the dilemma.
You're in some trouble already.
If you let it go straight through, you put the runner at second, most likely. But already down 3-0. Now you just got to find any kind of way to get out. 2-2. Good read. That was all on Workman. She saw it all the way. 2-2. She kind of knew the rhythm that time of Lodico. She's been going with that change up in the dirt. What's the best pitch to steal off of? Something in the dirt, right? She reads it, and she's able to get in there with the stolen base. It's going to be driven into the outfield. It'll stay fair, and it'll at least be a single, cut off, and now a double. An RBI two-bagger, and it's 4-0 Knights.
Kaneland has really come to hit today up and down the lineup. Again, the first couple of hits, a little bit softer. Stoker dropped it down right in front of home plate, but Ortegel and Douglas and Olp, they've been crushing the ball. Solid line drives all over the field.
Oh, and 1 the count. We do appreciate you watching the broadcast. We do apologize for the unforeseen inconvenience with the live scoreboard, but we now got it live and ready to go. 0-1, next pitch by Lodico in the dirt for a ball. Count evened up, 1-1 apiece. I don't know if you're going to see a nicer varsity softball field than this one. It's definitely in the top 5, wouldn't you say, Terry, for the IHSA?
It's very well-maintained field, and just I think the setting is what really sells it. I mean, this is, as I was saying before, just a beautiful campus. I mean, athletic fields as far as the eye can see.
Kind of feels like Field of Dreams out in farmland, swung on a miss for a strike. Is that your favorite baseball movie?
Oh, it's up there. It's one of my favorite movies, period.
Really?
Yeah, I parked my car today and looked around, and I saw a football field. There's got to be softball around here somewhere.
3-2 the count. First base open, but I think you got to battle and try to get her out with the strikeout. A walk really doesn't help you here. But then again, she has been leaving a lot of grapefruits in the heart of the plate. 3-2 the count. Next pitch. That's going to be a home run. A 2-run four-bagger, and it's 6-0 Kaneland.
And no doubt about that one off the bat. That ball was hammered out to right center field, and I turned my head immediately, watched it go by. I think most of the outfielders did the same. Cleared the fence by plenty.
That was a frozen rope out of the ballpark. Went at least 250 feet. 6-0 Kaneland, and you would have to think that Lodico's day will be a short one. He's already given up 6 earned runs. But she's going to have to finish. They did not get the bullpen up this inning, but... And you got to give credit to Kaneland, too. Yeah, the ball was there in the heart of the plate, but they've driven it. It's not just that the ball's there. You got to find a way to get the bat on the ball.
Yeah, they've been doing it. 3 straight extra base hits now from near the bottom of the order here. 6, 7, and 8 have all been able to make strong contact.
Another strike. Six nothing Kaneland. A 2 RBI double and now a 2-run homer. Gonna be close play at first. Jazz gets her on the 4-3 put up, but the damage is certainly done. 6 runs by Kaneland, including a 2-run four-bagger. We go to the top of the second. It's 6-0 Knights here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Top of the second, it's Kaneland 6, Rochelle nothing. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Terry Bonadonna and David Izzo on videography. We appreciate you watching. If you missed any of the action, just hit that rewind button, and you can watch it live and on demand on the YouTube channel. Well, you can't score 6 runs on one swing, so you just got to find ways to get base runners, and don't even think about that first inning. You just got to think, let's get a couple runs here and play good defense in the bottom half. That one's going to be a ground ball to third, a little two-hopper, and a 5-3 put out for the out.
And that's exactly what you're looking for if you're Kaneland. Obviously, anytime you got an out, it's exactly what you're looking for. But to get a quick out after a big inning, it's always so huge mentally when you put up a big run spot in your half of the inning to be able to come back and put a 0 on the scoreboards. They're 1/3 of the way there, but getting that quick out, you just keep the momentum on your side. And, you know, different people have different feelings about how much momentum means in the game of softball. I don't know where you stand on that one, Kyle, but I just think it's so tough when you're trying to play comeback like this, when you give up the big deficit and then all of a sudden you come out and there's such a quick out.
There's a really good video, if you ever have a chance, Terry, about how hard it is to hit that softball versus how hard it is to hit that white and red stitching baseball. And I would make the argument it's harder to hit a fast-pitch softball. So considering how tough it is to hit that fast-pitch softball, now you're down 6 runs. So you got to find a way to score 6 times at least to tie it, 7+ times to get the lead. I mean, that's just asking a lot out of your offense. So first things first, you got to find a way to get 1 run and then work your way from there.
Yeah, there's plenty of time to chip away here. They certainly don't need a big inning right here in the top of the second.
It's going to be driven to second. It's going to be another easy play. 2 up, 2 down for the young pitcher in Plank.
But again, whether or not you're planning on a big inning, you hate to see 2 quick outs like that as an offense.
Got to head the count. Just couldn't find a way to do something with it. From left to right in the outfield, Plank in left, Stoker in center. Borzowitz in right. High fastball for a ball. Hardy stays at third, Roach at short, Ulp at second, or Ortegol at first. And behind the plate is Douglas, Ryan on the mound. Ryan doing a good job. Another pitch. It's going to be an easy ground ball to Ryan. 3 up, 3 down. We go to the bottom of the second. It's 6-0 Kaneland. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Bottom of the second, as Kaneland is in full control and they get their second time at the plate. Very early on, Mr. Bonadonna, but this could be a 10-run slaughter rule game.
No, this is a big inning right here. 6 runs they batted around in the first inning, but Lodico really wasn't in too much trouble early on. You know, you get runners at the corners with 1 out, and you think, oh, if we could scratch out a run or 2 out of this, you'd feel pretty good, and all of a sudden, double home run, all with 2 outs in the inning for Kaneland. And so that's how they were able to build up their big lead. But if Lodico's able to bounce back here in the second, we've still got a game.
High fastball for a ball.
But that's why the second inning is so crucial to her, because things can snowball in a hurry.
It's going to be a ground ball to second and an easy play for the putout. Melissa Young throws it over to McGee.
It's a good start. The leadoff batter retired here in the first after Lodico was unable to retire the first batter she faced in the first inning. And it's just like I said in the top of this inning, getting that first quick out is huge.
Another base hit. I just haven't seen a rhythm for Lodico, and I get it. At this young of an age, you want them to keep their confidence, so pulling a pitcher this early on can sometimes get into your psyche a little bit, but I just haven't seen enough from Lodico with her command to keep her in the game. That being said, if this is one of her better pitchers, and the stats would say so, you just got to stick with her and see if she can get some outs in the second inning.
Yeah, I mean, that's part of it definitely is once you get down by 6, you just want to get her back into a groove, get her back feeling the way that she did coming in.
Wind up and the pitch. Ooh, nice pitch. Got her to swing. Late on the throw. And that can get confusing sometimes. You saw what the plate umpire did is he raised his hand as an out signal, which is correct because she did swing for a strike, but that could get confusing for the base umpire because she would think, wait, is the runner out? And then she might accidentally call the runner out. Then you're kind of in those weird situations. So usually as an umpire, you just want to say strike instead of going out there and signaling with the out, because that can sometimes confuse your base umpire. Ground ball to second, and another put out by Young to McGee. That does get the runner over to third. 2 down, runner at third.
We're going station to station here. That's kind of the way things worked in the first inning. Until, like I said, 6, 7, and 8 all of a sudden started coming up with the big hits. But now we get to the middle of the order for Kaneland.
Not a lot of pitching depth on this Rochelle team. Just 2 pitchers, according to Game Changer. A liner. That's a hang with him. Liner to the pitcher. Lodico stays with it, knocks it down with the glove, throws it over to McGee, and that will do it for the second. We go to the top of the third. It's still Kaneland 6, Rochelle nothing. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Top of the third inning, Kaneland 6, Rochelle nothing. A couple of 2 RBI hits. That's where we stand right now. Lodico's in trouble. Ryan has pitched a very good game. I won't say a gem since it's only the third inning, but she has definitely done her part thus far in a 6-0 ball game.
Yeah, especially when you're spotted that 6-run lead. You don't have to do too much. She struck out the leadoff batter back in the first. Since then, a lot of quick outs, and especially in that second inning. 3 straight ground outs. Servicing everybody around the infield. 5-3, 4-3, and then 1-3. So everybody but the shortstop got involved. But the important thing was she was getting them fast.
Swung on and fouled away.
Credit to Lodico for really a very strong bounce back in that second inning, facing the top of the order again. Not an easy task for her, but she got through it unscathed, and she looked good doing it and got her offense right back to the plate to try to chip away once again here in the third.
Hardcastle at the plate. 0-1 count. Outside fastball for a ball. Lodico on deck, and then Smarto in the hole. Smarto, of course, is the leadoff hitter. Kaneland looking to get back into a rhythm. They started off the season red hot, won 8 of their first 9. Inside fastball in their first strike. You know, with a 6-0 lead, Terry, you could almost just throw a strike and see if she hits it. You don't want to live that way all the time, but up by 6, you don't always have to go with that high fastball. 1-2 the count. Off speed outside. Pitcher's pitch, but just outside the strike zone for a ball.
I think we're early enough in the game. I don't know that I've seen any dramatic change in Ryan's demeanor or her approach on the mound, but she was pumping in strikes in the first inning. So I think the fact that she's now up 6, it's given her a little bit more confidence. She's gotten ahead of just about everybody.
Good pitch, right down the middle, strike 3. Not sure what Hardcastle was looking for, but that was right there.
Yeah, just outguessed on that one, and another good start to the inning for Ryan as she's retired the leadoff batter in 3 straight innings now. It's her second strikeout of the contest.
First base even with the bag. Third base, couple steps in. Ground ball just goes foul. Hardy's at third, and Ortegol at first. Little nubber down the first base side, and it dies on the grass. Don't go anywhere. The postgame show brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. It's Kaneland's senior night, but we might also get Rochelle as well. All 5 seniors will be on the postgame show. 0-2, and that's going to be driven to the foul side on third base for a strike. 0-2 the count.
Well, now's the chance for Lodico to... I always hate the term help your own cause, because everybody's cause is to try to win the game. But she needs a little help right now. Looked good on the circle, on the rubber the last inning. So now it's up to her to start trying to put it on the other way.
0-2. It's just asking a lot out of your offense to score 6 runs, regardless of who's on the mound for the opposing team. But you can't think about that. You just got to think about, I got to find some way to get on base, even if it means taking one for the team. Got to find a way to get on first base. A walk, a hit by a pitch, some way, somehow. Ground ball. And she does get the tag. 3 unassisted on the putout. 2 up, 2 down for the Lady Knights.
That's a nice play right there by Ortegol. I'm not sure that ball would have stayed fair. And she really had a split-second decision to make, because if she lets it go, then Lodico is easily going to make it to first base safely if it stays fair. So she had to make the decision, is it going to go foul, or do I pick it up and apply the tag? She got it in fair territory and was able to get the tag just before Lodico got by. So it looked like a pretty routine play, but a lot had to go through her mind in a short period of time.
Ground ball, 1 hopper to first. Ortegol gets the putout. Another 3 unassisted putout. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 6-0 Knights here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and it's goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
Bottom of the third, we do play slaughter rule, so if Kaneland scores 4 more times and holds Rochelle to a shutout. It'll be 10-0 after 4.5. But first things first, they got to score 4. They did score 6 in the bottom of the first. They had 2 RBI hits. And they batted around.
Well, they're in good shape to start this game for sure, but anytime you're talking about a slaughter rule when you're only in the 3rd inning, you know that you've done well up to this point. Long way to go, though.
Lodico still on the mound, the crafty lefty. And they just don't have a lot of pitching depth on this Rochelle team. The Hubs are just going to have to stick with Lodico. Just have her battle her way out of it. She looked pretty good in the bottom of the second after a tough going in the bottom of the first. In the dirt for a ball, cannot walk anybody, especially the leadoff batter.
Pitching depth is a huge luxury in softball, and it's kind of par for the course. You ride your ace.
Driven to the outfield, off the glove. We'll see how they scored on the game changer. Into second. What do you say on your book? I'm saying air.
Yeah, it's a tough call because it was a very hard hit ball, but Smarto had a beat on it. She really got to the spot where she needed to get to. Just didn't squeeze the glove quickly enough. So I'm inclined to agree with you. I wouldn't complain if it were called a hit because it was a solid swing.
Either way, it's just not good news if you're a fan of the Hubs. It would have been 1 up, 1 down. Instead, nobody out, runner in scoring position. Right down the middle, first strike. Lodico's definitely not having trouble finding the strike zone. 50 pitches, 34 strikes. Ground ball to third. Just goes foul.
It's a nice snare there at third base.
Yeah. Looking a little like Joe Creedy.
I think Knight, though, probably fortunate that ball was called foul, even though she made a nice play on it. I don't believe she would have been able to throw Douglas out at first. Would have been close.
So the only game changer activated today is Kaneland. They gave her a hit.
That's some hometown scorekeeping.
6-3 put out. Try a third in there safely.
For the record, I'm not necessarily disagreeing with the ruling of the double. I'm just saying, knowing it's a hometown scorekeeping, there's no way it would have gone any other way.
Oh, for sure. Latka into third base. I would go infield in, but I can kind of understand why you keep the middle infielders back. And that's why. That's why I'm a broadcaster and not a coach.
That is exactly why you leave the infielders back, the middle infield. I think you're at a point right now where you're already down 6 runs. The difference between 6 and 7, mentally at least, doesn't feel that much different. You got to get outs, though. And any way you can get an out, you take it. And they got one right there, a huge one, leaving Latka at third base.
And now you don't have to worry about the sacrifice fly with 2 outs. Big timeout by Lodico as she can give a lot of credit to her second baseman and Young making the catch. 1 on, 2 down. Fly ball first base side, and it'll go into the parking lot.
That was a huge second out, but Lodico's problem back in the first inning was getting the third out. 3 straight 2-out extra base hits. And one of them did come to Borzowitz, who's in the box right now. Borzowitz hit the monster 2-run homer back in the first inning.
Good pitch, didn't get it. Home plate umpire's been very consistent with that no call. Outside fastball for a ball. No runs, 1 hit, no errors for the Rochelle Hubs. Ground ball to Lodico. And the southpaw gets out of the threat. So a leadoff double goes for naught. We go to the top of the 4th. It's Kaneland 6, Rochelle nothing here on YouTube Live Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede.
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Six nothing in favor of Kaneland. Kyle Smith alongside Terry Bonadonna. I personally would have made the move, but Lodico has found a way to stay in there after giving up 6 runs in the first. The problem is her offense has not given her anything to help her.
Ryan's been outstanding so far, allowing just 1 base runner through the first 3 innings. She starts off the 4th.
Outside for a ball.
Yeah, Lodico has settled in nicely, and the Knights have gotten runners to third base in each of the last 2 innings, so it's not as though there's been no problem at all for Rochelle, but they've been able to get out of trouble.
Second pitch of the at-bat, swung on and missed. 1-1. Ryan working on a 1-hitter. Only hit she gave up was in the top of the first. Alfano at the dish. It's been a good battery combination between Douglas and Ryan. 1-1 pitch. Right down Broadway for a strike. Oh, he did not call it a strike. Unreal. Did you see a strike call, Terry? I didn't see it.
Now ball 2. I don't know, maybe a little bit inside. It looks pretty good from this angle. We're slightly off center, so it might be a little bit of an issue in inside-outside.
Fouled away, 2-2. Other than that, besides that controversial no call by the whole plate umpire, the man in blue has been good. Evened up, 2-2. Pitch from Ryan, right-handed pitcher. Lodico, the southpaw, opposing her today. Swung on and missed, strike 3.
It's the 3rd time that she has started an inning off with a strikeout. And I believe the only time she didn't start an inning off with a strikeout, it was a 1-pitch out. So you're really putting the other team's backs against the wall when there's no success to start an inning, and Ryan is really pitching from ahead consistently.
McKenna Ryan has only given up 1 hit thus far. Little soft liner to short, easily caught. 2 up, 2 down. Doesn't get much easier than that for Rose Roach.
That was the only player who had a hit the first time through the order. Dickey singled her first time up, and now 9 in a row retired by McKenna Ryan. She's just been getting better and better.
That one's driven into the outfield, but a good read in left field and caught by Plank. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 6-0 Knights here on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
It's 6-0 Kaneland. They scored all of their runs in the bottom of the first. A 2-run homer capped off that rally by the Knights. And it's now 6-0 advantage for Kaneland on their senior day. And Rochelle would love nothing more than to ruin it with 7 unanswered runs, but I just don't know if they can accomplish that. They just have not really done much offensively today against McKenna Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan's been masterful so far. We just saw a fly out to left field to end the last inning. That was the first time that Rochelle was able to hit the ball out of the infield since the first. And meanwhile, we've been complimenting Lodico, and deservedly so, for weathering the early storm and settling in the last couple of innings. But keep in mind, she's had to tiptoe around some trouble each of the last 2 frames. Kaneland trying to get their leadoff batter on again here in the 4th.
In there for a strike. The 2 biggest hits of the game. A 2-run double by Douglas and a 2-run smash into the bleachers by Borzowitz. Little one-hopper to short on the run. Good throw. 6-3 if you're scoring at home. Dickey to McGee.
You ever score at home, Kyle?
Used to all the time when I was a kid.
Yeah, probably not enough people do that, depending on what you feel is enough.
I used to love doing it. I still have the scorecard, as that's a little ground ball to first. It does stay fair, so 2 up, 2 down. I still have the scoreboard for the 2003 All-Star game, the first one ever that counted. And
Well, depending on your definition of counting.
Well, literally for home field advantage. And Hank Blaylock hit the pitch hit 2-run homer to help the American League All-Stars get the win. Esteban Loaiza started that game, and I believe it ended on a flyout to Magli Ordonez in right. But don't quote me on that. Swung on and missed, strike 2.
No, I'm going to Baseball Reference as soon as I get home tonight. Make sure you got that Ordonez play correct. I remember the Blaylock homer.
Yep. Line drive to third off the fence. That was such a great weekend. Jenny Finch was in the All-Star Celebrity Softball game. And it was Pujols back when he was good at baseball against Garrett Anderson for the Home Run Derby. 0-2 the count. Lodico kind of in a rhythm right now, as that's way outside for a ball. That was a good season. People forget how good that Sox team was in 2003. But they dumped 3 in the toilet to the Twins, and that pretty much did them in for the division crown. Lodico with the strikeout. She's kind of in a rhythm now, but it's still 6-0 Kaneland as we go to the top of the 5th here on SBS.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. The other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense. And Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3. The power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world.
0-1 the count with one dead. Top of the fifth. Another pitch by Ryan in there for strike two. Unless Ryan gets into some problems, she's most likely going to get the complete game today. 0-2 pitch, way outside for a ball. Knight at the dish, Young at second. Her run doesn't really matter, so unless it's a two-hopper into the outfield, they're going to have to keep her at third, as that's fouled away on the first base side.
I think you're at a point in the game now we're starting to get late. And Rochelle does need to start thinking about the big inning. We've been discussing all game. They've got time to chip away, time to chip away. We've kind of lost out on that time. They do need to put a crooked number on the board.
Outside changeup for ball two. Just got to be careful, especially if it's hit to right field. Usually the best outfield arm is in right field, so if it's a one-hopper into right, do you really need to send her down 6? Probably not. So you just got to be careful. If it's hitting the outfield, do you send her, do you keep her at third? That's why the third base coach is very important. Swung on a miss, strike 3, kicks some dirt and frustration. McKenna Ryan, big out. She's done that most of the day.
That is strikeout number 4 for Ryan today. This one comes at a big moment, not allowing the runner to advance from second base. Now she doesn't really have to worry about the runner at all. She can focus solely on Hardcastle.
Good pitch, didn't get the call. 1-0. If you look at the stats today for McKenna Ryan, just 2 hits, no earned runs, of course. 50 pitches, 26 of them for strikes. 7 groundouts, 3 flyouts. And really for a pitcher to get your confidence going, you want to get first pitch strikes. Today, out of the 16 batters, 13 of them first pitch strike. It's a good way to get into a rhythm when you're always ahead in the count.
That'll do it. Yeah, she has not been in danger of putting anybody on base, really, and I say that as she goes to 3-0 right now on Hardcastle. But prior to this at bat, I believe this is the first 3-ball count of the game. Certainly since the first inning.
I would put her on 3-0. You got the 9-hole hitter on deck. That's what she's probably hearing from her teammates and coach, but she's going to try to go all the way back from 3-0. Outside corner fastball, strike 1. No choice but to take that pitch. Unless it's right down Broadway, you can't swing down 6-0. 3-1, you still want it to be perfect on this. If it's on the outer part, you don't necessarily have to swing unless you feel confident. She tries there again. Good pitch, 3-2. Outfield, medium depth. But unless it's a one-hopper, they'll probably cut off the throw. Swung at ball 4. Ryan gets out of the jam. We go to the bottom of the 5th. It's 6-0 Knights here on Sports Broadcast Solutions.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics. And we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Bottom of the 5th, Kaneland up 6-0, and this is an interesting stat. Everybody but Kaylee Plank has a hit today, but what's even more impressive, Terry, everybody has exactly 1 hit.
Yeah,
everybody did the exact same damage, it seems like.
That's solid balance. I wouldn't say everybody did the exact same damage. Don't forget about Borsowitz's home run.
True, but
I think she would take exception to the idea that it's all been the same damage. But very great balance up and down the lineup for Kaneland today, and a lot of that damage came in the first inning. 6 out of their 9 hitters had hits in the first inning. And Kyle, anytime you can say that 8 out of your 9 batters have at least 1 hit, you're doing pretty well. But when you can say that in the 4th inning, it's even more impressive.
Yep, as we're in the now bottom of the 5th. Well, math-wise for Rochelle, don't give up any runs this inning. You scored 3 in the 6th, 3 in the 7th. But realistic-wise, I don't. I know I've been saying that all day, but sometimes you just kind of know when a pitcher's in a rhythm, and Ryan just seems to be in that rhythm. It's going to be hard to get 1 run off her today, much less 6. That's driven to second. 4-3 put out. It's just one of those interesting games. You never know what you're going to see in a softball or a baseball game, and that's the story today. 6-0, but all the damage was in the first inning. Other than that, Lodico settled down and got some big timeouts to keep her team somewhat in it. Sometimes in the game of softball, all you need is a couple of swings to go your way. And if you have the pitching on the other side and the defense, you're going to get that dub.
Yeah, Lodico's retired 7 in a row, and like you said, just a little bit slow in settling down today. That first inning may prove to be too much to overcome, but you mentioned how difficult it is to get even 1 off of Ryan, but a lot of times you do see these games where a pitcher is rolling, they give up 1, and suddenly, the dam has burst.
Little fly ball out to short, and it's going to be easily caught for the out. Another put out by Dickey. Got to check out that video though. It's on the YouTube account. Baseball Doesn't Exist, and it was a thing that they did with MLB players versus softball players. How hard it is to hit that softball versus baseball. As here's the pitch from Lodico, and it's fouled away on the third base side. But they had Jenny Finch pitch against Barry Bonds. And then they had Roger Clemens or somebody pitch against, overhand to a softball player.
Mm-hmm.
And there was no exact consensus, but they did see Barry swing and miss on some Jenny Finch fastballs right down Broadway.
Yeah, well, when you're a baseball player, you're used to seeing that ball come in from 60 feet away, and all of a sudden it's coming in at 2/3 that distance. 60-mile-an-hour pitch is going to look like 100.
High fastball.
Not only that, but it's just coming in from a different angle than you've ever seen it before. So it's not to say that a softball player can't adjust to an overhand pitch and a baseball player can't adjust to an underhand pitch, but when you're not used to it, it's going to be a big problem right off the bat.
I think that's why Lincecum was so hard to hit his first couple of years. He just had that funky delivery. Satchel Paige did too, and that one's in the dirt for a ball. Of course, Juan Marichal with that funky delivery. Bob Gibson.
Yeah, and you're only going to make it so far if you don't have great stuff to go along with it, but that sometimes just coming at you from a different angle is going to be enough to at least throw people off at the beginning.
Swung on and missed, pulled the string on her with the changeup. Rochelle's got to score 6 runs to tie it. We go to the top of the 6th. It's 6-0 Kaneland on Senior Day.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith. But my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world.
Top of the 6th, 6-0 Kaneland. All the damage was done in the bottom of the 1st. We do appreciate you watching. If you missed any of the action, just hit that rewind button. You don't have to hit it that many times because all the runs were scored in one inning.
I'm not going to suggest that Kaneland doesn't want to continue to score, but sometimes when you score 6 in the first inning, it's kind of fun just to get on a roll. Let's just keep these outs flowing. Again, I'm not suggesting they're not trying to score more.
Yeah, he might get a little complacent. The need to score is not as much there. Now, that's a really smart play by Ryan. If she had gone out after that, because she was off balance, chances are she would have bobbled it. And it would have been a runner at first and nobody dead. Good job trusting in her second baseman. And I know it's easy to say you're up by 6. You don't have to make those diving plays anymore. But it just shows the composure and the professionalism of this Kaneland team. And it just kind of shows why they're 12-5 versus Rochelle is 5-6. The little things like that come into play. Outside for a ball.
Yeah, and I've been impressed really all game by Ulp at second base for Kaneland. There's another one right there where it would have been easy to lose her composure a little bit just because it was tipped a little bit by the pitcher right there. But like you said, Ryan was able to get out of the way. Ulp handled the deflection, played it flawlessly, and was able to get the ball to first base just in time.
Kaneland this year, like I said, they started the year 8-1, and they've won a lot of different ways. They beat Marengo 2-1, South Elgin 14-6, Sandwich 16-0. They played Rochelle earlier in the year, beat them 14-1. So they know something about this Rochelle team where they've been able to dominate them. A liner into center, and a catch for Kaneland. Good read off the pitch that time from Stoker. Batting third today, and now 2 up, 2 down for Ryan. She's now 4 outs away from a complete game shutout.
Yeah, a real nice help that she got right there from Stoker. That was probably the hardest hit ball. I don't think I should even say probably. That was the hardest hit ball we've seen from Rochelle today.
Yeah, that includes the 2 singles they had. The first single was a one-hopper into center, and the second one was an infield single. Umpire's just not budging on that outside fastball today. But as long as you're consistent, that's all that matters.
Stick to your guns.
Want to know the count to the very impressive McKenna Ryan on the pitcher's plate. And strike 1 for the pitcher. No defensive substitutions today. Haven't really seen substitutions for either team. We saw a courtesy runner in the bottom of the first. That was it. Everybody's just been on the bench and letting Ryan do her thing on the mound. She's now 1 strike away from getting out of the inning.
We're not dealing with huge benches here. We talked earlier about just the idea of pitching depth, and at this level, you're lucky if you have 1 really good pitcher, let alone 2.
Change up, fouled away, almost caught. That time at first base by Ortegol, but now 1-2 still for the young pitcher in Ryan.
I think we talked earlier as well about the fact that Kaneland has had some big wins. They've had some tough losses as well, and a lot of times that does go into just how good is your ace pitcher and how's she feeling today. Because you're usually going to ride with your ace, and today Ryan has been brilliant.
Oof. Didn't miss by much. Try to get it at the knees, just a little bit low for ball 2.
Tough take with 2 strikes right there, but that was a pitcher's pitch, and I think Alfano probably was wise to lay off of it. I'm not sure she would have been able to do much with it if she had swung.
2-2. She might go with the same spot. She does. And a liner caught at second base. Possibly the play of the game by Ulp. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 6-0 Kaneland at Kaneland High School. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world.
Six nothing in favor of the Kaneland Knights against the Rochelle Hubs. And just a big thank you to David Izzo driving out from Des Plaines to cover the game for us. He's the real MVP on videography. We're just here talking about sports.
Well, I thought I was the MVP, but I'll give way to David.
You're the MVP runner-up.
I'll take MVP color commentator today. I'm the only one doing that. So as long as I'm the best color commentator on this broadcast, I am happy.
Well, you do a good job, Terry, and I'm definitely going to... So where can I watch the Thunderbolts this year?
Well, WCThunderbolts.com. WCThunderbolts.com will have info on all of the video and radio broadcasts.
Outside for a ball. It's a beautiful stadium at Ozinga. Not too close to my house, though, but...
Well, not too close to my house either.
Are you living in the city these days?
A little bit west of there.
Well, ground ball to first, and it's played easily there by Lodico. Well, even if she was perfect today, Terry, the best that she could hope for is a 0-0 tie into extras. I mean, her offense just hasn't given her much. She had a bad first inning. Other than that, Lodico was fine. Ryan has still been the better pitcher, even if we take away that first inning. But the Hubs just got to find ways to score runs. I mean, they lost 14-1 to Kaneland. Now they're down 6-0. Swung on and missed for strike two.
Yeah, Lodico has been nearly perfect since the first. She's only allowed 2 hits. She's retired the last 10 batters consecutively. But again, the game just gets into a different sort of rhythm when it's already 6-0 after 1 inning.
It's going to get past first. See how they score it. It's Kaneland's game changer, so for them, it's going to be a base hit. For you, Terry, is it an error?
That's an error, yeah. I mean, that's right through the wickets. It wasn't a ball that was hit exceptionally hard. I think that's a play that McGee would certainly tell you that she should have made, and I would probably agree with that.
See how they score it. Yep, they're a little behind. We'll let you know once they score it. Yep, right through the wickets for an error. Well, they could have also given an error to Smarto. They did not, so at least 1 error for Rochelle, if not 2. Ground ball to short. She'll get the out at first. Runner to third now. Oh, they called her safe! Oh, my goodness. They called her safe. We don't have the best look at it, Terry. I thought her foot was on the bag. What do you think?
It was a very close play. I really could have seen it either way, and I looked to the umpire immediately, and it was a very casual call. And a little bit of an argument right now, I think, but yeah, it was not a very dramatically gestured call, which you would expect on a close play like that. But credit to Borziewicz for running it out all the way and making what looked like a routine play turn into a base hit, an infield hit.
Well, it doesn't really affect the game unless something extremely crazy happens in the top of the 7th, but we'll see that on replay. You can obviously watch it if you're watching live, but hit that rewind button on YouTube Live. She did swing at that. That's a strike. But it does allow the Kaneland Knights to get a sacrifice fly to make it 7-0. I mean, but this game was won and lost in the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th innings when Rochelle just couldn't do anything on offense against Ryan. Swung on and missed for a strike.
It's a tall order when you're down 6-0 early and you're going up against a tough pitcher like that. There's so much pressure on you early in the game that if you don't deliver immediately after seeing that 6 spot go on the board on the home side, you're just making things more and more difficult with each passing inning. We might get an ejection here as base umpire's not happy
with the coaching staff for the Hubs, led by Lindsay Cease and her assistant coaches, Elise Malacheski, Kent Lodico, and Mike Poland.
And vice versa. The coaching staff's not too happy with the base umpire. And I don't think there was anything dramatic that happened, just a couple of calls in a row that went against Rochelle that could have gone either way. The call at first base and then a check swing on that last pitch.
See, what Rochelle is arguing is because it's a two-person mechanic game and not three-person, you really can't see from the seat position. And, you know, when I'm umpiring, very rarely does my partner want to go to the base umpire, me vice versa if I'm behind the plate, when we have a two-person crew, because you just can't see it from the seat position. And that's what Rochelle's arguing. We don't mind the call, but how can you see that? It's going to be a safety squeeze. And it was on 2 strikes, so she's out anyways.
Yeah, so no harm, no foul on the check swing, but yeah, I agree with you in that it's a tough call for the umpire to make, but that's why I think far more often than not you're going to see the umpire issue the old safe sign right there.
That or you just, even if you can't see it as the home plate umpire, you just got to go with your call because you just don't have anybody to appeal to. 4-person crew obviously you do because they're on the foul side of third base. Even a 3-person crew usually have that umpire on the third base side. 2-person crew, you just kind of have to go with your initial call. You don't really have anybody to appeal to. Fouled away. And that's not the reason that Rochelle's most likely going to lose this game, but, you know, a couple of calls that I thought the runner was out at first and kind of surprised the home plate umpire would appeal to the base umpire there, but however you slice it, Rochelle's just not going to win any games, not scoring any runs. That's the story of today's game. Ground ball past Lodico's glove, and wouldn't you know it, they don't call the out at first base, and it becomes a run for Kaneland. It's now 7-0.
Yeah, and we talked about the frustration with the umpiring a little bit. I think just an accumulation of calls, and you never know how those things are going to impact the game as it goes along right there. Close play. I thought from where I'm standing that it was the right call, but it's hard to tell.
Close play at third. Save. Could have gone either way, but I thought she slid under it.
Well, it would have been a big call at third base if she had been called out. Does the run count? I think that the run had crossed the plate just before what would have been a tag at third base, but yeah, Kaneland pouring it on here in the bottom of the 6th inning. I don't know that they needed the insurance, but it certainly does not hurt.
The game will end if both runs score, so you have to go straight through with the throw from the outfield. Home plate umpire let us know right away she was in the box. Sometimes you'll see it called as home plate umpire says foul ball, and then waits a second, player was in the box. He just went all out. Foul ball, player was in the box! Outside fastball for a ball.
That's nice when you don't have to wonder, right?
It's just hard to get those words out all at once, so you'll see other plate umpires, take a breather and then say player in the box. 1-1 the count. Lodico still on the mound, trailing by 8. That's bunted. And she did touch it. And it's going to be an infield hit. She goes to second. Nobody was covering the base. How about that?
That's great base running right there. First of all, you can't really blame Knight for trying to make that grab. She's trying to get the out. But once she wasn't able to catch it, now she's in a really tough spot because it's a fair ball. And again, just great base running. Recognizing there's nobody covering second base.
Driven into the outfield. It's going to go foul. 1-1 the count. If that run scores off a drop third strike, wild pitch, pass ball, etc., game does end. I'm going to watch that play at first base a couple of times. Hit by a pitch. That'll load him up.
Very similar to the first inning. All this damage being done with 2 outs. In the first inning, 5 of the 6 runs scored after 2 outs had already been recorded.
And I think that what Lindsey Cease is going to learn from this game is sometimes bad things are going to happen to your team. And you have to tell your players, look, we're down 6-0, but don't worry about us being down 6. Let's just get 1 run at a time. And it just seemed like every at-bat, they were swinging for the fences, it seemed like. And they weren't trying to chop those balls and get those infield singles, get into the outfield. That will stay fair. Run scores, and we get a 10-run slaughter roll for the Kaneland Knights. Kaneland wins 10-0 on Senior Day. And it looked like Rochelle was going to get out of the inning. A controversial call at first. Can't wait to watch it on replay. And that's how the game ends. But look, yeah, it was a controversial call at first base, but that's not the reason why Rochelle lost this game 10-0.
No, it was the clutch hitting for Kaneland more than anything. 5 2-out runs in the first inning, 4 more 2-out runs here in the 6th inning. They just did an incredible job all throughout this game. When they needed to come through, they came through, and of course, obviously, the wonderful pitching of their starter, McKenna Ryan, who never really gave a chance to Rochelle throughout this whole game. Rochelle only once today had a runner reach second base, let alone third. So a great all-around game by Kaneland.
So Terry, thanks for joining. We hope you join us again for a future broadcast. We appreciate all the hard work you do for the Windy City Thunderbolts, and I hope you had fun, because I sure did.
If you can promise me a beautiful day like this at a beautiful high school like this, I'll be out anytime.
10-0 the final score. We're going to take a break. Post-game interviews with Kaneland and probably Rochelle as well. You're watching SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Let's face it, when Ryan Pace signed Andy Dalton to a 1-year contract, he knew there was a minuscule chance that Justin Fields would fall into his lap on draft day. Little did Pace know that the San Francisco 49ers would quite possibly make the bonehead move of the draft by selecting a North Dakota State kid over the national championship runner-up. Whether you believe in Trey Lance over Josh Fields, you have to admit there are a lot of question marks coming Lance's way rather than the former Ohio State QB. As we stated in our previous video, non-Power 5 quarterbacks are usually very untrustworthy in the National Football League. Sure, Steve Young came from Brigham Young University, but then you have some very up-and-down performances from non-Power 5 QBs who got their big chance in the NFL. The jury is still out on Carson Wentz from North Dakota State. The University of Delaware's Joe Flacco had one fantastic playoff run, but after that, he had just a very meh overall career. East Carolina product David Garrett eventually flamed out in Jacksonville, etc., etc. Besides Wentz suffering through a barrage of injuries, the other non-Power 5 quarterbacks just couldn't get it done at the next level. There's a chance that BYU's Zach Wilson and North Dakota State's Trey Lance could get it done, but I have my doubts. That makes Pace kind of look like a genius. Months before the draft began, many draft analysts had the New York Jets taking Fields at number 2 overall. Then all of a sudden, the Jets take Wilson. The 49ers surprise everyone and draft Lance over Fields and Mac Jones. And the Panthers trade for Sam Darnold days before the draft. So all Ryan Pace had to do was trade up 9 spots to get quite possibly the second best player of the entire NFL draft. So why not trade up for Fields? After all, Pace is notorious for trading up on draft day. Remember Leonard Floyd and Mitch Trubisky? Then again, those decisions turned out to be mistakes, since the player selected didn't live up to the hype and cost the Bears more young and cost-controlled talent. So was selecting and trading for Fields a mistake? Time will only tell, although it's kind of telling that at least 3 teams passed on drafting him. Then again, teams have made mistakes on draft day before, so it's not uncommon for talented QBs like Fields to slip deeper and deeper into the first round. Anyway, back to the Bears and why they drafted Fields in the first place. The reasons why general managers draft players are numerous, but the main reasons behind the pick are usually threefold. The GMs need to ask themselves 3 important questions. Number 1, does this player positively impact our immediate future? 2, does this player have huge upside and is worth the time in developing him because they'll be great 2, 3, 4 years down the road? And 3, does this player have any red flags in terms of character concerns, work ethic, or overall playing ability? With Fields, I don't see why he wouldn't impact the Bears' immediate future. Although it's true that no rookie quarterback has ever started on Super Bowl Sunday, Russell Wilson and Ben Roethlisberger still proved that rookies can get very close to winning a conference title. During Wilson's rookie year, the Seattle Seahawks came oh so close to upsetting Matt Ryan's Falcons on the road. Roethlisberger's rookie campaign saw the Steelers host the AFC Championship game, an AFC title contest where Tom Brady's Patriots took care of business as usual against the first-year quarterback. Then again, starting a quarterback in year one of their development can have drastic repercussions on the franchise. It didn't exactly work out when Sam Darnold got the Week 1 nod for the New York Jets. Blaine Gabbert was a borderline disaster down in Jacksonville after he took over the starting job from Luke McCown. Jameis Winston and Marcus Mariota both started Week 1 for their respective franchises. Did those decisions exactly pan out for either squad? And when you look at some of the all-time greats, what do they have in common? They sat on the bench and had time to learn the offense. They weren't thrusted on the gridiron, where the head coach knew that they wouldn't succeed. Rather, the team drafts the stud rookie and has a veteran place so that the rookie isn't forced to start from day one. Quarterback is arguably the toughest position in all of the four major American sports, so why should a kid in his early 20s be forced to play from day one? Tom Brady learned the offense and blitz packages by watching Drew Bledsoe lead the offense down the field. Brady only threw
Welcome to the post-game show, brought to you by Sports Broadcast Solutions. I'm Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. Here on Senior Day, the Kaneland Knights defeat the Rochelle Hubs. A dramatic 6-inning win, 12-0 over Rochelle. Let's start on the right. Your name, your position, and what playing at Kaneland.
I'm Rose Roche. I play shortstop. Playing at Kaneland honestly has been one of the best things that I've ever done. Building these relationships with these girls throughout the 4 years that I've been here has been amazing and will last a lifetime. And the coaches here make it better.
But you're also thinking about what's going to happen in the playoffs. You guys played an excellent game today. You're now 13-5. You guys thinking about regionals and sectionals, or just one game at a time as you get closer to regionals?
One game at a time. Looking ahead is definitely what we do. It's just one game at a time.
All the cliches in hand, one game at a time, one win at a time, one pitch at a time.
Exactly, yes.
Your name, your position, we're playing Kaneland is up to you.
I'm Olivia Ortegal and I play first base here at Kaneland. And playing for the Knights has brought me my lifelong friends, and the coaching is just amazing. Just teaches you some life skills, how to play hard, work as a team.
Such a beautiful field. Me and my color commentator were talking about how it kind of feels like Field of Dreams at times.
For sure.
Now, obviously, you're a little bit biased because she does play for Kaneland, obviously, but you know, compared to some of the other fields that you played on, where does Kaneland rank in the top 5 for you?
Oh, number one, usually. The trees, amazing. It's just a fun field.
Does it feel like Iowa a little bit? Field of Dreams style?
Oh yeah, better. Because it's Kaneland.
Absolutely. Your name, your position, what playing in Kaneland is meant to you?
My name's Delaney. I'm the captain. And it's really just playing at the next level because this team is very competitive. And it's just becoming a family with the team.
You got a good battery partner in McKenna Ryan today. You guys seem to be very much in sync. I have a feeling we're going to be talking to her in a second.
Yeah.
But she really stole the show, but you were doing a good job calling signals as well behind the plate. Have you guys worked on that a lot in practice, or sometimes she's just in a rhythm? It's just 4-seam fastball, 2-seam fastball. It's your game, kids, see what you can do.
It's mainly we've been working on is like setting up right and make sure that the responses are there. Because there'll be occasionally when they're calling, the out-third team will be calling the pitchers, so we have to work together to figure out what we can do to stop that.
Now, what does it mean to you that your battery partner and McKenna Ryan, she had the 6-run lead, could have been someplace, could have just posted, given up a couple of runs, allowed Rochelle to get back in the game. The way you were calling signals, the way McKenna's pitching, not only did you guys win, but it was a 12-0 shutout victory.
I mean, she was hitting her change-ups today. She was having people swinging at third.
Absolutely. So 12-0 win as Kaneland defeats Rochelle 12-0 on their senior day. Your name, your position, and what playing at Kaneland has meant to you.
Alright, I'm McKenna Ryan. I'm the pitcher, and honestly, playing at Kaneland, this is my family. This is my home. It means everything to me. These girls show me how being selfless is, and I do everything for these girls. I live my heart out on the field.
Absolutely. 12-0 win, the shutout. What does that mean to you? Not only did you guys win 12-0, but you were in control and you had a lot of help on defense.
You know, being confident in my defense is key. I just throw my spot. If I hit my spot, I know I got a good defense behind me. If they get a hold of it, I know they can take care of me behind me. So I just do me in the circle. I just hit my spot, and I know I got a good defense behind me.
What does that mean to you? Your team's 13-5. Not going to say you're the best team in the state, but looking really good as you guys get closer to the defense.
Yeah, we're a really good team. We're really close with each other, and that helps us together. Like I said, we're family, you know. Having that close-knit bond with each and every one of the girls and being out on the field really helps us. We want to help each other do our best. We want to be the best. We want to be the best. You know, that's what's motivating us.
Absolutely. Well, I don't know if you're going to get more complete game shout-outs going forward, but excellent game in this game.
Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, your name, your position, what playing at Kaneland is meant to you.
I'm Danielle. I play right field. And the biggest thing for me is it really makes you feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. You know, we're working together to play better for our other teammates. We want to see our teammates succeed. In order to do that, we have to succeed ourselves.
Really interesting stat of today's game. At one point in the game, everybody had one hit, except for one player. We're not going to name her name, but everybody had one hit, exactly one hit, and everybody was contributing. What does that mean to you? You hit the home run, obviously, but everybody else is contributing on the offensive end. Everybody's getting hits, everybody's getting on base to help out your pitching staff.
Oh, that means everything. You know, defense or offense is such a big thing. Like, we can't just do it one person at a time. I mean, the odds of everyone hitting a home run during a game is just not there. Like, base hits are really what we need at the time just to get everyone around.
Yeah, but everybody wants to see dingers, right? That's what brings in the rating.
Yeah. But at this point, we're just going game by game, and we want to win. So we'll do what it takes, even though it means sacrificing ourselves and our at bat for the better of the team is what we do.
You beat Rochelle 14-1 the first time you saw them, 12-0 the second time. What have you seen in the scouting report? You seem to have the edge over them in these two games.
You know, we stay on top of it. We're really good at making adjustments at the plate. That helps us keep moving, even though the pitches might change on us. Like later in this game today, they started throwing more changes, and we had to adjust to that different speed. The same thing, also, you know, they weren't really making adjustments at the plate either game, and that was a big part for us because we were able to make those defensive plays and position ourselves so we know we can get that ball.
Absolutely, playing the shift at times and also knowing where they like to hit, where they don't like to hit it, you know, making those plays, catching the ball when it comes to you.
Yeah.
All right, on three, go Knights. 1, 2, 3.
It's go Knights and then two claps.
It's go Knights and two claps?
SCO.
Why is it SCO?
It's just what we do.
Like let's go.
Go Knights on three.
Is that like a Generation Zer thing?
It's like our freshman year thing. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. On SCO.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, and then you're going to say go Knights and then two claps?
Yeah, we'll do
Go
Knights on three. 1, 2, 3, Go Knights.
Okay. SCO Knights on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Knights! Yeah! Let's go!
That's the post-game show. So for Terry Bonadonna and David Izzo, I'm Kyle Smith. We'll see you next time on Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Thank you! Thank you, guys.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just